Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the neighborhood where people choose to smile. It's a beautiful day, won't you stay for a while? Happy in this beauty wood, it's neighborly and kind. Of all the neighbors in the world, I'm happy that you're mine. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. While we're together, we'll laugh and we'll play. Won't you be my neighbor today? Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to my neighborhood. It is a beautiful day. Although you may have noticed I brought my umbrella with me today because they said it might rain. And you know, I'm not a big fan of rainy days, but just because it's not sunny and beautiful outside doesn't mean that it can't be a wonderful day. Each day is what we make it, so we can make every day wonderful. Even if it's rainy outside and gloomy and stormy, we can still make it a wonderful day. But right now, it is absolutely a beautiful day, but they said it might rain, so I brought this with just in case. We have a lot to talk about today, but before we do, let's say hi to Tommy the turtle. Hello, Tommy. Are you hungry? Do you notice anything different about Tommy's tank today? It is a little cleaner, that's for sure, but did you notice the water level is all the way up here? And last week it was way down here? About once a month or so, we have to add water to Tommy's tank because the water disappears. Anybody have an idea of where it goes? No, there's not a leak. Thankfully, there's not a leak. The water evaporates. When it evaporates, what happens is the water, the top surface of the water that comes in contact with the air, the water molecules get absorbed into the air and become part of the air and part of the atmosphere. A great example of evaporation is when you're outside on a hot summer day. If you start to perspire, you start to sweat a little bit, and your skin starts to get a little damp, eventually that moisture goes away, and that is a great example of evaporation. So the water from Tommy's tank, just like the water from lakes and rivers and streams and the ocean, it evaporates into the air, becomes part of our atmosphere, and eventually that water comes back to earth as rain. On days like this, when they say it might rain, that water will fall from the sky, and you know, rain, it's so important. We might not like it, but it's so important because rain is what we need for plants to grow, for trees to grow, for flowers to bloom. It fills our streams and our rivers and our lakes, and it makes crops grow. And it provides food for us and for animals, and like Tommy, to eat. So today we're going to talk about something I love to eat. We're going to talk about sweet treats. Do you have a favorite sweet treat? I love chocolate. That's a favorite sweet treat, but my absolute favorite, particularly in the summer when it's hot outside, my absolute favorite sweet treat is ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I like snowballs too, but ice cream is my favorite. So we're going to talk about ice cream today, and I'm going to tell you how rain is a very important part of making my favorite sweet treat, ice cream. But first, let me show you this. This is called an ice cream maker or an ice cream freezer. And it's something that lets us make ice cream here at home, and maybe you have one just like it. Let me show you how it works. So we're going to take it apart, show you the pieces. So this top part, this is the motor, and it gets plugged into a wall, and that is what makes the whole thing work. I'll show you how that works in a little bit. And inside this bucket, we have what's called the freezer portion. And well, I'll pull this out first. This is the paddle, and that goes inside of the freezer. Let me pull the freezer out so you can see it. And it's kind of a funny name because it's not cold. It's called a freezer, but it's not cold. And so the paddle goes in here, and the motor turns the paddle and stirs the mixture in here to make ice cream. So what is ice cream primarily made of? What's the main ingredient in ice cream? Anybody know? Milk. Very good. Milk, yes. And so this part, the freezer part, goes down inside of this wooden bucket, and it has to sit in here just so. And then once we get that in there, the motor goes back on top, And these two prongs fit in that bracket. And we have to get the paddle up in the motor. And then we have a little clip here that holds the motor in place. And I'll plug it in so you can hear what it sounds like and see how it works. It's kind of loud. Here we go. Hear that? And you can see that it's spinning in there. Let's unplug that so we can hear. All right, that's loud. So it turns and stirs or churns the mixture. Now you might notice that there's all this space in here, and maybe you remember me saying that the freezer was not cold. What do we have to do to the mixture that you would put in here to make an ice cream? Right, we have to freeze it. So here's how it works. This space around the freezer gets filled with ice, but not just ice, because ice, the temperature of ice is 32 degrees, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is not cold enough to freeze ice cream. It needs to be colder than that. So we add something to that ice called rock salt. Some rock salt here. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see it. So this is rock salt, and it's this coarse salt. And there's a little chemistry that goes on here. When we put the rock salt in with the ice, the rock salt lowers the freezing or melting point of the ice to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So we put ice down in here, we add the rock salt, we stir it up, and then the ice cream maker turns and it lowers the temperature of that ice and water to about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the water, as the ice melts, the water is going to come out of this hole. Now, this hole is really important, because if this hole wasn't here, the water would come all the way up to the top and out over the top. And the problem with that is it would get into the motor, and that would cause problems. And it wouldn't work anymore. So we have this hole, and so the water is going to come out there, and we'll keep adding more ice and more rock salt until the ice cream is frozen. But this takes a while. It takes somewhere between 45 minutes to about an hour and a half to freeze the ice cream. And I don't know about you, but I don't really want to wait that long. So I have an idea. My friends Brooke and Jeff, they own an ice cream shop called the Sundae Shack. And they've invited us to come and get a sweet treat. What do you think? Does that sound good? Let's go see if we can find some ice cream at the Sundae Shack. Let me change my shoes and we'll head on over and I'll introduce you to Brooke and Jeff. Oh, you know, I just remembered that I promised I would tell you how evaporation and rain has everything to do with my favorite sweet treat, ice cream. Well, here's the thing. In order for our plants to grow, it has to rain. And in order for it to rain, we have to have moisture in the atmosphere. And we get moisture in the atmosphere through evaporation. And so water evaporates, it goes into the atmosphere, and it rains, and plants grow. And no, we don't get milk from plants, we get milk from cows, right? But cows eat, what do cows eat? Right, cows eat plants. So we need rain so the plants can grow, so that cows can eat the plants, so that we can get milk from cows, and that milk is the primary ingredient in my very favorite sweet treat ice cream. Okay, we're going to go to the Sundae Shack, we're going to visit Brooke and Jeff, and we're going to see if we can get a sweet treat. I will see you there. Here we are at the Sundae Shack, guys. They have all kinds of sweet treats. Let's go find one. Brought my mask with me, because we still have to wear masks here, so I'm going to put my mask on. Put yours on if you'd like. We're going to go meet Brooke and Jeff and find a sweet treat.
How are you?
I'm great, Brooke. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'd like you to know my friends and neighbors.
Hi, friends.
So tell me about your specialty at the Sundae Shack. I see you have lots of sweet treats.
We do. We are absolutely known for our Lollipop Snowball, which is soft serve ice cream, Snowball, soft serve ice cream, Snowball, soft serve ice cream on top.
Wow.
We also have really good hot fudge sundaes, and we do the blizzards with the toppings blended in too.
I'm going to try a lollipop.
Okay.
That sounds fantastic.
What flavor lollipop?
I think strawberry.
Sure.
Please.
Is that all?
Yes. Would it be possible for us to come inside and you can show us how you make it?
We'd love for you to come in. Come on in.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
He's making my lollipop. I'm excited for this.
Strawberry.
There's the strawberry snowball on top of the soft serve ice cream.
Do you like it juicy or not that juicy?
Not quite so juicy.
Not quite so juicy, all right.
And now more soft serve ice cream.
More snowball.
And more snowball.
This is the hard part.
She's being very careful. You can tell she does this a lot.
The hot mess at first, I promise you that.
And even more soft serve ice cream. I'm excited for this sweet treat.
Color changing spoons. And look, maybe a little flag for the holiday. How's that?
All right, we'll see you back outside at the window. Mr. Jeff,
Hey,
is that my lollipop?
This is it, man.
That looks beautiful. Now, I've heard that you have a donut sundae on the weekends.
We do. So we get fresh donuts made, and then we throw soft serve ice cream and all the fun fudge toppings, and it's super delicious.
Well, I'm going to have to come back someday with my friends and my neighbors, and we'll have a donut sundae.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much. I'm excited for my sweet treat.
Thanks for coming to the bus stop.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Wow, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed my sweet treat. That lollipop was super yummy. I hope that you enjoyed our trip to the Sundae Shack. Brooke and Jeff, they're so nice. It was so kind of them to invite us to come inside and watch how they made my lollipop. Did you notice how loud the soft ice cream machine was? Kind of sounded like our ice cream maker here, but a lot bigger and a lot louder. You know, Jeff, he likes to call it the bus stop, because they have this old Volkswagen bus, this old Volkswagen van that they've turned into a photo booth, and you can have your picture taken at the Sundae Shack in the bus stop, but that's only on the weekends. So maybe we'll have to go back on the weekend and have our picture taken in the bus stop at the Sundae Shack. All right, let's close today with our goodbye song. Will you sing with me? Here we go. Goodbye for now. Take care, my friends. Goodbye for now. I'll see you again. Let's all be good listeners. Let's lend a helping hand. Let's make the world better. Together we can. Goodbye for now. Take care, my friend.